An 8-year-old boy was beaten, starved, burned, shot with BB guns, locked in cabinets, and tortured for months. He told adults. He showed them injuries. Police were called. Social workers came to the house. And every single time, he was sent back to the same people who were killing him. This isn't a mystery case. This is the story of Gabriel Fernandez, a child who asked for help and was ignored until his body finally gave out. Gabriel Fernandez was born in 2005 in Los Angeles County. Early in his life, he didn't even live with his biological mother. He stayed with relatives, family members who later testified that Gabriel was sweet, quiet, respectful, and affectionate. He liked hugging people. He wanted approval. He tried to be good. By all accounts, he was normal, happy, safe. And that's important because it destroys the lie that came later. In 2012, Child Services made a decision that would cost Gabriel his life. They removed him from his relatives and sent him to live with his biological mother, Gabriel Fernandez, and her boyfriend, Isoro Aguirre, in Palmdale, California. On paper, it was family reunification. In reality, it was a trap. From the moment Gabriel moved into that house, the abuse began, and it wasn't accidental, and it wasn't discipline. This was targeted, deliberate torture. Gabriel was beaten constantly. He was punched and kicked. He was whipped with belts. He was struck with objects. He was burned with cigarettes. He was forced to kneel for hours. He was locked inside cabinets. And when he cried too loudly, they gagged him. Aguirre would shoot him with BB guns, close range, aiming at his face, his groin, his chest. Pellets were later found embedded inside Gabriel's body. He was starved, sometimes for days. At times, he was fed cat litter. This wasn't anger. This was cruelty. And Gabriel Fernandez, his own mother, didn't protect him. According to testimony, she participated. She allowed it. She encouraged it. She blamed Gabriel for his own abuse. She reportedly told people she hated him. The reason? Because Aguirre believed Gabriel was gay. That was it. An 8-year-old child became the target of torture because an adult man decided he didn't like who the child might become. Now here's where the story stops being just about monsters and starts being about failure. Because Gabriel didn't suffer in silence. At school, teachers noticed injuries, bruises, burns, swelling, missing hair, broken teeth. His behavior changed. He flinched when adults came near him. He looked exhausted, scared, and eventually, Gabriel started talking. He told teachers he was being beaten. He told them he was shot with a BB gun. He showed injuries. Mandatory reports were filed. Social workers from Los Angeles County visited the home multiple times. They interviewed Gabriel Fernandez. They interviewed Isoro Aguirre. They saw Gabriel. And every single time, they left him there. Sometimes they didn't interview Gabriel privately. Sometimes injuries were explained away. Sometimes reports were closed without action. One social worker later admitted she falsified records. Let that sink in. This wasn't one mistake. It was a pattern. A system failure, repeated. By 2013, Gabriel's body was already breaking down. In May of that year, the abuse escalated again. He was beaten so severely that his internal organs were damaged. His ribs were fractured. He suffered massive blunt force trauma. On May 22, 2013, Gabriel was rushed to the hospital. Doctors tried everything, but his body had endured too much. Gabriel Fernandez died at 8 years old. The autopsy shocked even veteran medical professionals. His injuries showed long-term, repeated torture. This wasn't a sudden outburst. This was sustained abuse over months. His death was ruled a homicide. Gabriel Fernandez and Isoro Aguirre were arrested. If you want more real cases like this, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And here's where the courtroom footage becomes haunting. Prosecutors laid out the evidence. Photos, medical records, witness testimony. The BB pellets. The burns. The starvation. The cabinet confinement. Isoro Aguirre showed no remorse. In 2018, he was convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances, including torture. The sentence? Life in prison without the possibility of parole. Gabriel Fernandez pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and child abuse. She also received life without parole. But the story didn't end there. Public outrage exploded because people weren't just angry at the killers. They were angry at the system. For the first time in U.S. history, 4 social workers were criminally charged for their role in a child's death. They were accused of falsifying records, ignoring evidence, and failing to protect Gabriel. The trial dragged on for years. In the end, all four were acquitted, legally cleared. Morally? That's a different conversation. In 2020, Netflix released The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. The documentary laid everything bare, every report, every missed warning, every moment someone could have saved him. And that's what makes this story unbearable. Gabriel didn't need a miracle. He didn't need a hero. He needed one adult to do their job. Just one. Instead, he became a case study, a documentary, a warning. Because the most terrifying part of this story isn't the monsters who hurt him. It's how many people knew and did nothing.